Start with this one. No arrests have been made yet after gruesome murders in Shallcross, Durban yesterday. One person was shot dead and two people beheaded. Their bodies were actually burnt thereafter. Dasen Thathiah following the story for us. He joins us live. Dasen, seeing those pictures and images, which we obviously cannot show on air, would make you want to throw up. It's a disgusting act. Two people beheaded. What's the community saying?
That's right, Shahan. It's shocking that a triple murder could take place in a community as quiet as this, and particularly in broad daylight. But Shahan, I just want to bring in my guest now, Teresa Chanda. This is the daughter of Teddy Mafia. Firstly, ma'am, my condolences. I'm sorry to hear about what's happened to your dad. I think there's been so much speculation about what took place yesterday. And if you wouldn't mind just sharing with us, because you were here at the house, would you be able to just shed some light on exactly what transpired?
Well, my father was so happy in the morning. He said his two friends are coming to see him. We must have mineral and biscuits and all ready. Then I was sitting inside the house with my children, and then I just heard a shot go off. So I ran outside. Then another shot went off. When I ran down to the garage, I saw my father lying off on the chair. And those two black guys, they were just sitting over there looking at him. And they're saying, "We didn't do it, we didn't do it." And then after that, we rushed my father to the hospital, and the whole community, everybody just rushed in. And then it was just chaos after that, because everybody was upset with what happened.
What then happened immediately when you raised the alarm? Because it wasn't long after that these men were caught.
Everything was chaos, because everybody was angry and upset, because this is the man that looks after them. Irrespective of what people say, he is a man that looks after them. He'd rather sit in his house and drink black tea and eat like vegetable stew and give somebody else a better meal. Everyone was shocked. As we were standing outside, this lady walks up and she said, "I'm just coming to your house to tell your father that it's COVID, and if I get sick and die, I want him to do my funeral." And then I said, they rushed my father to the hospital because he got shot. And she just started crying because she came to talk to him about her funeral.
Is there any reason why anyone would want to attack your dad?
I'm not sure why, but my brother's one-year ceremony was on Saturday. He was also murdered. So...
was anyone arrested in that incident?
No, no one was.
Police have repeatedly told us that they have their view of who they say your dad is. They've arrested him before.
Yeah.
They say that he's been dealing in drugs and he was caught with these unlicensed firearms. But he's previously said that he's not a criminal. How does the family respond to all of those allegations that police have made?
He's not a criminal. He didn't do anything wrong to anybody. If people can't accept that he's coming up in life, then that's their own problem. Because by the end of the day, he's a rich person. He doesn't have to live here, but he lives here to look after everybody. Before he died, he told my mother when we're going to restart our feeding scheme. She said because of COVID, we had to stop it. He's more worried about feeding everybody else, more worried about seeing to everybody else than himself. So I don't know why people will hate him. They hate him because they don't know him. But he's a sweet, good-hearted person. He gives bursaries to schools. He gives money to temples, church, mosques. He does so much for the people. But yet the people still envy him. They come, they eat off his food, but they still treat him bad.
When will the family be laying him to rest?
They never let the body as yet, so they said maybe Thursday. But we're not sure with the time as yet, if they're going to give us the body on Thursday, because they still have to do x-rays and all that for his.
Thank you very much for your time, and all the best with the funeral going forward. Shahan, that was just a first-hand account there coming from the daughter of Teddy Mafia. She was in that home yesterday when that incident took place. For now, we'll have to wait to see what police uncover. As I mentioned, the Provincial Organised Crime Unit is handling the investigation. They have the docket. They've also interviewed the family just a short while ago. So now the ball is in their court to find out exactly what could have been the motive for this murder. There has been a lot of speculation, but I guess the official investigation will give this family and the community the answers that they want.
Yeah, so there are several sides to the story, right, Dasen? And of course, you spoke to police earlier, Jay Naika in particular. about this particular man, a suspected drug lord. Of course, his family will deny that, but police are saying what when it comes to his previous arrests?
So police say that they have previously arrested him on a number of occasions, but it seems like those charges have not managed to stick. He's been in and out of court. There have been raids on his home, on the homes of his families as well. As recently as last year, he was arrested for the possession of unlicensed firearms as well as other charges. He was out on bail. When he came back to this community after getting out on bail, he received a hero's welcome. At that time, there was also a police vehicle that had escorted him home. That led to a different investigation, resulting in that member who was part of that convoy being dismissed. And that leads to the other speculation that we've heard before, that in many cases it's just been difficult to get any of these charges to stick because people say that even police have had a relationship with Teddy Mafia.
All right, let's take a listen.
He's been arrested a number of times in police. Despite the fact that we had challenges, this community protected him. They always sheltered him from, and whenever police operations were conducted, he was alerted by the community. But nevertheless, he was being arrested on a number of occasions by police for drug possession, for illegal possession of firearms, as well as on one occasion found with large sums of cash. And those matters are being investigated at a very high level by the Hawks, and I believe he's out on bail on those matters. Drugs issues in this area is always going to be a challenge because of the high level of drug usage. This Chatsworth has been the most lucrative market. If you remember years back, there was actually a very, very dangerous turf war that was taking place between drug dealers in this area that were fighting for this market, including players from outside of Chatsworth that wanted to move into the market. There were a lot of arrests, and it subsequently subsided, but it never stopped because, as I said, the Chatsworth drug market or the drug trade in Chatsworth has been very lucrative, and drug dealers, and we're convinced that it will still continue. So we need to just up our games. There's many units from within the SAPS, other police agencies, the Hawks that are investigating drug issues in this area. So we'll need to continue pushing. We cannot take our foot off the pedal.
All right, other news.